Right, Mil-Spec Ops Monkey here. Just wanted to jump on real fast and walk through what we got going on today. I know everybody's kind of been eyes on the skies lately, so wanted to keep everybody abreast of what's going on. It's kind of cool. Numbers are definitely up. We're at about 610 mil aircraft up, and we're not seeing everything. Keep that in mind. So there are a lot of fighters and things like that that do not squawk, show identities. So, but 611 is a pretty big number, especially just a couple of days of a holiday week. So normal flow is about 250, as I said before. So we are definitely seeing some elevated aircraft up. So with that, I'm going to just do a quick deep dive in. I'll show you guys what we got going on in the sky. I'll go right to left up the coast here. It's let me back up. I want to show you guys. We're going to first look at the H-60 activity. All right, so that's your helos. So we'll go over here to H-60. And so H-60 is looking pretty active. We've got quite a bit of stuff going on. Now, keep in mind this little area right here is going to be trainers, but everything outside of that are not necessarily trainers. So that's a pretty good little peppering of H-60 activity on the East Coast. Even on the West Coast over here, it looks like we've got some stuff going on in Phoenix and Tucson. So pretty cool. So pretty good number. And I didn't even look at the EC-45, so let me back out of that. Let me see if we got any on the board here. Got a couple B-52s up. There's your R-135. So that aircraft is, again, that's like I said, that is a super electronic aircraft. Like, that thing can do a lot of stuff. It's kind of like a spy in the sky. So these over here, look like we got some air refueling aircraft going on here. That's a tanker, another tanker, a lot of tankers. That tells me we got a lot of fighter activity going. That D-130, that one. I have to do a little research on that aircraft. Plane Spotter probably doesn't have anything. So, okay. So, look at DC area real fast. Baltimore. Got a flurry of activity right here. See what we got going on. C-17, DC-10. Another C-17. So air refueling, a lot of tankers. This one right here is, see, that's one of our, take a look here. Where did that come from? That one's usually out of the presidential fleet. Looks like it came out of here just north. Portsmouth, that area. So let me see. We'll go to plane spotters real fast, see if we got any photos of this one. All right, so this is that all white bird. Now that one is, it doesn't normally, if it's a call sign Terra, it's a international team, but this one right here is just kind of a, I don't know what that one does, but that's definitely one of our executive staff type aircraft. So ain't no telling. So normally the call sign will be a Terra, T-E-R-R-A. And that one, the Terra flights are the ones that are international crisis teams, I guess is what you call them. They fly on that one. Call sign that. Could be the same bird, they just don't have any crisis going on. Hard to believe, but. All right, so get down south here. Seeing a lot of heavy airlifts. These are all trainers. Couple F-16s in the mix there. Let's go West Coast real fast, and then we're going to jump over to Guantanamo Bay, show you a couple things. These are air refueling. You can see the pulling that line right there. So that probably means we got a lot of fighters off the East Coast. And priority air transport. So that's an SW-4. I don't know where that one's going, but like it's popping out, heading south. All right, let's go look at California. What we got here. So these are aircraft on ground. Look like we got some tankers. C-17. Some more tankers. Another C-17. That's a AS-65, which is I think called a Dolphin. That's a Coast Guard bird. More tanker activity. Another tanker. Big Zero. C-130s. Like those are heading out west. So probably heading to Hilo or Hawaii. And down here. All right, there's a lot of tankers. So that tells me we've got quite a bit of fighter activity going on today. Some crazy reason. So that's a P3. So that one's out. Looks like that's a sub hunter. Is what they call that. 30. All right, so let me go into what I know you guys want to see. We're talking about Guantanamo Bay. Now, what's interesting, back this up a little bit, and we'll do some international when I close out. So all right, so we're going to go to Guantanamo Bay. I want to show you guys something, which is kind of an interesting thing. So on the arrival board, for the most part, the arrival board should mirror, I'm going to blow that up too because I've had some people say they can't really see that. The arrival board should mirror the departure board, okay? And so what I'm seeing are aircraft that are arriving, not on the arrival board, but they're just showing up on departure board. So this one right here, this is another one that went to Costa Rica, and I think it's Liberia. And it's a call sign is Love 20. No idea what's going on there. I just will say that I find it very interesting. There's a lot of expats that live in Costa Rica. And so it wouldn't be unheard of for people to go down there thinking they can just lay low and escape and are being exfilled out. Okay. I don't know of any black site type stuff going on in Costa Rica, although I wouldn't put it past anyone to have something like that down there because there are some pretty remote locations in Costa Rica. So, but just food for thought. I don't know what we're seeing, but we're seeing that's the second or third flight I've seen in the last 10 days that came out of Costa Rica to Guantanamo Bay or Miami. So there's definitely something happening with respect to Costa Rica. Okay. So let's see here. All right. Now let's go look at this is our Kalita bird. All right. This one is still doing trips down to black site stuff. Okay. So it's been in and out of Dominican Republic to Miami several flights now. It seems like that one, and also to Port-au-Prince. Okay. Just since yesterday, it went to Dominican, Port-au-Prince, back over to Dominican to Miami. That was all yesterday. So pretty active. Like I said, those are quick hops. I'm telling you guys, there's some shakedown activity going on. Gotta be. All right. This is our Phoenix bird. This is the one I think has gotten a paint job. It used to be dark gray and black, which is pretty slick looking, or it used to be this and is painted dark gray and black. But I do know the dark gray and black has been that was a CDC bird before, because I've seen it as a CDC bird. So it was acquired by these guys, and they probably threw this paint job on it. This is the plane we're going to be looking for. Okay, let me go back to this real fast. The reason I say that is because this bad dude just went to Bulgaria, and I saw somebody sent me something about Kevin Spacey being in Bulgaria, and so never know. I find it very interesting how these guys seem to be fleeing the country and going to these remote locations. So we'll see what happens there. But this one went on yesterday. It flew basically out of, so it went Sunday, it went to Gander, Canada. Then it went to Iceland. And then it took off from Iceland, went to Bulgaria. Then it went from Bulgaria back to Iceland. So that's a fuel stop is what that is. And then from Iceland to Bangor, Maine. And then, so this is today, right? So we got the 24th. So it definitely was not there very long. Flew over, did something. Now it went from Bangor, Maine, and I don't know what that is. Sometimes it does that. See, that may have been it just was a faulty thing. But it's currently flying out of Bangor, Maine. It looks like it's headed to Kelly Field. All right. It's going from Bangor, Maine to Kelly Field, which is down here in San Antonio. You guys familiar with that? That's right there by that is the Air Force Base, but it's their San Antonio, Lackland that area. So, but Kelly is typically that's the medical side. So we'll see what happens. But that is interesting. So we'll see where this plane goes from here. Okay. All right. So that is what we got going on. So if we just look at the board from departure standpoint, we've got that Delta airline flight that came in from Miami. It's an A320. Looks like it's heading up to Joint Base Andrews, which is Washington, D.C. Now, I will say, I had read something that around this time, there was actually a review by the Pentagon going on that was for a press review as to whether or not the Guantanamo Bay was going to stick around, right? So it was basically a briefing to the press by the Pentagon on Guantanamo Bay on the unclassified side, okay? So that could be what we have going on here, but if I remember correctly, it was virtual. But it doesn't mean we don't have Pentagon folks going down there for a hands-on tour, okay? So this one right here, that's going to be contractors. That comes out of Fort Lauderdale. And so that's just a back and forth. It's a little EC-145 so you guys can see. I'll show you the aircraft. Well, I don't know why it wanted that. Let me back up for a second. That shows everything that's in the air. All right. Did it again. Having one of those days. Come on, baby. Work with me. All right, so this is the aircraft. And you can see that's just IBC Air. All right, so IBC is International Bonded Charters, I think is what that stands for, okay? So you'll even see that little IBC sticker on the Kalita stuff on occasion because these guys are all working together, all right? And so when they can't support maybe a government contract or have some overflow, they'll basically offshoot that to each other, you know, cover each other when there's equipment shortages, so to speak, okay? All right, so we're going back to Guantanamo Bay. So this is, looks like this one's going to DC. That's contractor. This one's going back to Costa Rica, Liberia. And that one's going to Jacksonville. So that's a 37-800. So chances are this is probably either, it could be Navy troops, but maybe Legal Eagles going back. So, but that's what we got going on. So you guys see this is the arrival board. So this is since Friday. Pretty active, kind of picking up, but a lot of this stuff is nothing to see, right? A lot of these are just contractors coming back and forth. So, all right, there's that. Now I'm just going to take a quick look internationally, and we'll see what we got going on here. Got a little H-60 down in so that's San Jose, Costa Rica. So they're in Costa Rica. All right, so just data point. All right, so now you've got a whoa. Oh, that's not right. Try that again. Note the call sign. Love 20. All right, H-60. What was that call sign over here? Let me go back. Oh wait, no. So this is showing. Can't be right. Can't be right. All right, so this is showing as an aircraft, but this one is showing. So it looks like we just stumbled on that one. So Liberia, there is no way. Okay. Here's a data point for you. If indeed that is an H-60, which is possible, then that bad dude's got an air refueling boom on it because there ain't no way it's got enough fuel to go from Guantanamo Bay to Costa Rica. So that would have to take a refueling. So if it's got a refueling boom on it, it's going to be a Spec Ops bird, okay? So then that would indicate we've got Spec Ops in Costa Rica doing stuff. All right. Maybe. So let's just, now, it could also be that they're squawking something different, all right? I will research that tail number right there to see what it's showing and see if that pulls up as an actual H-60 aircraft. So I'm not going to do that right now. I'll go dig into it, but the 16 means it's 2016 bird. So that's how the military designates their aircraft stuff. So, but that's kind of an interesting spin. So let me look at that airspeed. 212 knots. Yeah. I mean, that's within the realm of a helo. That would be scooting. So, all right. Food for thought. Okay. So back to our international. So sorry, it was shiny object there. I was heading out to this B-20. It's a US B-20 down in, looks like Bogota, Colombia area. This is that's a Brazilian. That's an Embraer 135. So expect to see that down there. So, all right. So let's go over to the UK and Europe. Let's see if we've got anything interesting. So, C-130 doing some rounds down in Spain area. I zoom in a little bit and see. Got a flurry of F-16. Oh wait, no, that's air refueling. So that right there that's a tanker, and that's an F-16 hooking up for an air refuel. And so he's doing this little loop, and I'll show you why here. Let me just see if let me pull up the UK air refueling stuff, and you guys can see UK AWACS orbits. Pull that up too, just for S&Gs. All right, so this guy, so we're not in the UK, but I'll, as I back out, I'll show you what I was talking about. So this guy probably just got refueled and peeled off. This guy is hooking up for air refueling. You can see he'll buzz in pretty tight. And got another F-16 just popped on here. Now the fact that he is, all right, so it's just giving me a double signal. So we got probably a handful of F-16s that are doing refueling. That guy's probably not to the left of him unless he's complete, but pretty wild to see. I mean, this is pretty cool when you think about the satellites that can track this stuff down to within, so many feet. So it's kind of a cool thing to watch. And all these little dots that you see are satellite pings on its position, okay? And so, got here. So that's the Belgium Air Force doing an air refuel. And it looks like that is a U.S. tanker refueling these Belgium guys. Kind of cool. These C-130s are out here just doing some laps. Probably an airfield somewhere around here, but. And so that's Netherlands. I'll tell him. Could be some night jumps or something. But, all right, let's get over here to UK. All right, so these circles right here, it's interesting. I've never seen those before. But that circle right here those are TFRs, temporary flight restrictions. That's the first time I've ever seen these. Oh wait, no, sorry, those are not TFRs. I forgot. I took the AWACS orbits. All right, those are not TFRs. That's where AWACS. The E3s we show with the round dome on the top. Those are AWACS orbits. So this is where you would have them flying around designated area, and so they provide air traffic control for airborne assets, okay? Military airborne assets, okay? All right, so these boxes right here, if you remember I was showing you before the air refueling track, that it's just a line and a set altitude for US side. Well, on the UK side, they go into these areas. They just set up a grid, and these guys can fly whatever altitude they have to maintain, and they just restrict the airspace around so these guys can do air refueling. So these C-130s probably just came out of there. Looks like they were starting out here. Let me see. Let me get closer. Oh, not really showing any. Yeah, they were in here. They were inside this orbit area, so they may have been doing some refueling. Now the C-130 is a little different than your normal KC-135 that we see here with the stiff arm boom. These C-130s actually have it's like a net that just hangs out, and it's got a round fishnet boom on it, and you'll see helos come in and F-35s will come into that, and they can hook up to that just, it's a floating boom that hangs out there off the wings, and that's how they get their fuel. So it's pretty interesting. It's easier to hit that catch boom with that round dome circle than it is to hit that stiff arm bee stinger looking one. So that bee stinger is a lot more difficult. So, all right, these look like we've got some. These are probably doing some training missions, if I had to guess. Just because this is a kind of a known training area. They could be. We got the C-130 in here. He could be doing some refueling, night refueling and training. So, kind of a hit and miss. So, and that right there that's the UK. It's H-64 Apache. So that's a Apache gunship. Got a Chinook over here. Looks like we got some C-17 traffic. Another gunship. So we got a lot of gunships cruising around. That's kind of cool. See those two often out there. So, all right. The north, what do we have here? 17. A little Eurofighter up here by Scotland. Got this one bugging out. All right, so that is our. I don't know who's on that, but that one right there, that Sam 180. That's a special mission aircraft. All right. And again, I think that's going to be our whitetail. Oh, no, that's not our whitetail. That's our blue and whitetail. So, I don't know. I'm going to back off of that while he's heading abroad. So, I'm going to get out of that. This right here is going to be our night watch. So that one just landed in Omaha, so that means we probably got another one taken off somewhere. That aircraft, for you guys, so if those that haven't seen it, but Night Watch is basically, looks a lot like the presidential 747. That's a doomsday aircraft, so if there's ever a nuclear strike on the United States, that's an airborne command center, kind of like our E6 Looking Glass. So, all right. Well, I think that's it, folks. I'll keep you tuned on what's going on. 611, that's almost 3 times the normal amount of aircraft up. So we'll just keep our eyes on it. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to research and find out what's going on with that helo, the Love 20 helo. I copied the tail number on that, and I'm going to see what I can find. So you guys have a great and a fantastic and safe Thanksgiving. If I don't talk to you, if something pops up, I'll go live, but only if I see stuff going on with Guantanamo Bay like we have today and the stuff going to Costa Rica. So that's it. You guys be safe. God bless. Monkey out.